Hey everybody, welcome to the Hockey SKATEDOWN. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join a hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe with the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much, and let's get started. Wow, Dubas has made some awesome moves this trade deadline, so I want to talk about them a bit in this video because just pure genius of what's been added to this team and definitely needs that they needed to be addressed have been addressed. So I want to talk about the Riley Nash trade, talk a bit about Jack Campbell, and the two huge trades that happened today with Nick Foligno and moments ago that happened with David Rittick. So let's get into it. Stay with me throughout. I'll talk about all this. I'm sure Toronto Maple Leafs fans are ecstatic right now, thinking about the way this team looks on paper now. They have a legitimate chance to win the Stanley Cup this year, so I want to talk about that. So the Maple Leafs acquire forward Riley Nash for a conditional 7th-round pick. The 7th-round pick becomes a 6th-round pick if Nash appears in 25% of Toronto Maple Leafs 2021 playoff games. So with them acquiring Riley Nash, they put him on LTIR along with Freddie Anderson. That allowed them to get $7.75 million cap space where they can make these moves that they made today, which is pure genius on Dubas's part. Talking about Jack Campbell a bit, he became the first goalie in NHL history to win with a victory in each of his 11 appearances in a season. So he's been playing awesome. The team's been playing awesome in front of him. Listening to his post-game interviews, because there's been a lot of them ever since this streak has been going on, especially when he crossed that 10-win mark. The team is vested, and he's invested in this team. They love playing for each other. They talk the right way. They talk as champions, and they're waiting for this playoffs to start because I really think this team's going to make some damage going into it. But he's playing well. He was drafted early in the draft when his draft year and hasn't lived up to the hype since then. But now he's playing really well and he's living up to it. And teams are taking notice, and so are fans. They love the way this guy's playing. There was a big question mark with the Freddie Anderson, Jack Campbell thing. Are they going to go out and get a goaltender? That was heavily rumored leading into the April 12th trade deadline, which is tomorrow. And their goaltending situation looks pretty solid now. Anderson's on LTIR, but they have Campbell. They recently acquired Rittick, so their goaltending situation is pretty set and pretty good. So on paper, it's a good thing to talk about, which I'll get to in a little bit. So then today, the Toronto Maple Leafs acquired Nick Foligno from the Columbus Blue Jackets in a 3-team trade involving the San Jose Sharks. So how the trade breaks down is the Leafs acquire Nick Foligno with 25% of his salary cap hit and forward Stefan Noesen from the San Jose Sharks. I'm familiar with Stefan Noesen. I watched him play for the Devils. Toronto Maple Leafs fans may not know of his name, but he is a good character player. He's a good, third, fourth line guy. If he's inserted into the lineup, he can bring physicality. The teammates love him. The fans love him. So, he's not going to be relying on points, but, he adds that character piece and that grit that the team needs. So, he'll be a good player for you. He was a fan favorite when he played for Jersey. I'm sure he'll be a fan favorite if he plays a good amount of games for the Toronto. And the Blue Jackets get Toronto Maple Leafs first-round pick in the 2021 draft and 4th-round pick in the 2022 draft, and they retain 50% of Foligno's cap hit. The San Jose Sharks get Toronto's 4th-round pick in the 2021 draft and 25% of Foligno's cap hit retained. So Foligno has played in 950 games, 203 goals, 279 assists, 482 points, and don't think of him as putting up the points. He's going to chip in here and there offensively, especially playing on that second line with Tavares and Nylander. He's definitely going to chip in offensively. But this guy adds so much that Toronto has been direly needing. He's a character guy. He's a leader. He plays hard for the team. He competes. They're familiar with the way he plays because they saw him in the playoffs, last year. So he's just that all-around player that can play offense, can play defense, can hit, can be physical, can play in the corners, can play in front of the net. He's just that player that Toronto's been lacking, and they got. So, genius move on Dubas' part to add pieces to help them compete, be harder to play against, and to play longer in the playoffs. So, I love the Nick Foligno addition. And he came out and said that he's really excited for the opportunity. Bittersweet how much has been invested in Columbus, but a chance to win the Stanley Cup is all you can ask for. And I truly feel it's a great group in Toronto. now the work begins. And he's going to take on number 71 like his dad did when he played for the Toronto Maple Leafs back in the day. So, looking at the line combinations, first line of Galchenyuk, Matthews, and Marner. Solid first line. Keefe has really talked about how he loves the way Galchenyuk's played since he's been brought in. And, just his overall play has been different from the last couple of years, going around from team to team. Really seeing how he's been just going downhill and downhill. And I'm glad he's able to turn around Toronto because he was a solid player playing for the Canadians back in the day. And, I'm glad he put the work in and he's really playing well. So it's looking like it's being a fit with Galchenyuk in Toronto. The second line of Foligno, Tavares, and Nylander. Love that line. Mikheyev, Kerfoot, and Hyman. Love that line. And that's Thornton, Spezza, and Simmons line. It's watching a lot of players that I grew up watching. I absolutely love that line. So, yeah, on paper, this forward group is tremendous. I really like the way Dubas has worked with the cap this year, and leading up to this trade deadline, you knew he was going to make moves, and he made the right moves, which is great. So, moments ago, they acquired goaltender David Rittick from the Flames for a third-round pick in the 2022 draft, which is another phenomenal trade. It adds stability, and it adds a great goaltender to play in in that 1-2 pairing with Campbell and Rittick. So curious to see how it goes with that, how Anderson, when he comes back from his injury, what happens with that since he's on LTIR. So, we'll see what happens. I really like what Dubas has done. I'm sure Maple Leafs fans are ecstatic of the way he's made these moves, how he's worked with the cap, and really added the right elements that Toronto needs for this the remaining of this year, battling and competing for positioning, and also getting into the playoffs and doing some damage. So comment below what you think about these. And I also think the Dubas may make another trade. See what it is. But you're seeing a lot of trades happen. You're hearing a lot of rumors out there. So comment below what you think Dubas has done leading into this trade deadline. What do you love about these trades? Comment below and let me know. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Smash that like button. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the Hockey Skate Down. Join our hockey team. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of the night. Have a great day tomorrow. Take it easy. Stay safe.